million gold swords that were in my inventory, and then went and checked on the villagers that hadn't bred just yet. So I decided to spend the rest of the day replacing the cobblestone in the center of my island with wood, because it fit the kind of theme that I was going for better. So on the next day, I went and checked on the villagers, and hey, would you look at that? We have another one. Now all we need to do is have it grow. Anyways, after the villager visit, I noticed that my island was now burning, so I went and put a stop to it before things got really out of hand. And, well, why is the cobblestone generator always the thing that sets everything on fire? The awful contraption. Anyways, after the fire incident, this is when I realized that I really did not like how my island looked at all, and I wanted to completely redo the whole entire thing from start to all of it. Just gone, alright? Gone. So, after waiting for my villagers to grow and making him a tool boy, I traded for some diamond tools and got to work on tearing down all of my hard work up to this point, just to rebuild it better. And, well, I'll let the footage roll for you now, but in the last 100 days video, 100 days in one block skyblock, I built everything in a square modular kind of island design. So I thought this time, instead of doing it in squares, I'll do it in circles instead. So, yeah, by the time everything was torn down, I started a circle around my mob grinder, and that became my main circular island. That was then very quickly followed by a tree farm island, and then a nether portal island, and then finally a villager island that was actually very easy to keep them from getting out and from things going. It was just easy to keep them in there, okay? And also, I kind of like how it came out. It's a little bit square, but it looks pretty good. Anyways, after the success of the villager island, I went and made the cobblestone generator its own island. That way, it wouldn't be burning anything down anytime soon. After the cobble island was done, I made a storage / base of operations island, and then after that I made a mushroom island, because why not? They look cool, and why would I not want giant mushrooms? Oh ho, would you look at that? It's another island. What will it be? That's right, it's Pond Island. Why? Because it looks cool, and, well, I'm trying to make up for how bad the last build was. Anyways, next up is possible enchantment table island, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get an enchantment table because of just a lack of obsidian. So it's kind of just an island with bookshelves on it for now. Anyways, now that everything was finally torn down and rebuilt, I removed the platform from underneath and got to work on bridging over to the jungle island to grab the saplings to then add to the tree farm. And then I did the exact same thing for the birch island. I went and grabbed the saplings, brought them back home, planted them down, and yeah, there we go, I went to bed. Now, on the next couple days, I headed back into the nether because I decided it was time to start work on getting potions, and, well, to do that, I'd need blaze rods and blaze powder. So I ran over to the Nether Fortress chunk and set up a little blaze spawning platform, and, well, it really didn't take long for our first blaze to spawn. However, I had to kill it over the void, so no rod for me. But that's okay though, because 2 spawned shortly afterwards, and now we have our first blaze rod. After a while of farming blaze later, I finally had enough rods to head home and start brewing. But not really, because I still needed the nether wall farm, so I grabbed some food and I headed back into the nether to start farming some gold to trade with the piglins to get some soul sand. Which made me realize that I probably shouldn't have thrown away the stuff that I got traded to me earlier, but hey, it is what it is. Anyways, I traded with the piggies until I got a decent amount of soul sand, and I also got a few water bottles, which were obviously going to be very useful for me to make potions in them, because, well, I have a very little amount of sand. Anyways, then I returned home and sorted out my stuff. And now, on day 88, I made my nether wart farm island, and don't worry, I'm not copying the exact same builds I did last time. I made 2 nether biome islands last time, so I'm not doing that again. Anyways, the farm was done, so while I waited for them to grow, I made a brewing stand and set everything else up. Now, all I needed was slow falling, instant health, and maybe swiftness, but that's not necessary for the fight. So I decided to stay up all night because I needed phantoms to start coming after me so that I could actually get a phantom membrane for slow falling potions. So, after staying up all night, on day 89, I built myself a melon farm because I would really need glistening melons to make instant health potions. So, one very useless melon farm later, and now we only needed the phantom membranes and the nether wart. So, it was basically just a waiting game. So I kind of just decided to set my mob grinder for a day whilst waiting for the phantoms to spawn to try and get some enchanted bows to combine into an even better bow. You kind of know how this goes at this point. And I also may or may not have killed a load of iron golems to get enough iron to make an anvil. You know, that's up for debate. Whether I did, whether I didn't. There's no proof. Anyways, by this point, I was literally like 4 iron off of getting the anvil, so I grabbed all my gold and headed back into the nether to try and trade with piglins to get some. But apparently this piglin was done with my business and tried scamming me by running away with my gold. And then all of a sudden he just disappeared. How strange. Anyways, more trading later, and I finally had enough nuggies to make the final ingot I needed. So I headed home, I grabbed all my bows, I crafted my anvil, I then combined all my bows into an even stronger bow, and then went and traded for some more armor from the villagers, which I then combined until I ran out of XP to do so. So then I headed back to the gold farm to get more XP because it was faster than farming out the grinder, and then almost died to this guy right here. That was very, very scary. So I just kind of panicked and kept slapping him until he died. But anyways, after repeating the process of just going to the gold farm and enchanting my armor, it was finally all upgraded, and now all I needed to do was make the potions. So I went and harvested my nether wart, started cooking up some awkward potions, and then I harvested my melon to make some glistening melon to then make my instant health potions, which I then immediately upgraded and made into splash potions. And now, all I was waiting for was phantoms that should come tonight. And, well, they did. So I killed them, I took their membranes, and then I went to bed. And on day 94, I woke up, I brewed my final potions, and now it was time for me to fight the dragon. So, without any further ado, let's go. So we get into the end, and I immediately make a run for the middle, sniping out 1 or maybe 2 towers in the process. Then I head over and start towering up the biggest pillar, and from there I took out all but 2 of the crystals, and then proceeded to tower up and destroy the last 2. Now, it's time for the dragon. So I sniped at him for a while with the bow until he came into perch, and then I gave him a good old bonking with my axe, but he wasn't happy about it because he ended up throwing me halfway across the end and then flew away. A few more bow shots later and he came into perch for the last time, and well, just like that, the dragon was dead. Easy clap once again. Anyways, now you know what time it is. That's right, it's time to go and get the elytra, and oh my god, I hope it doesn't take 10 years like it did last time. Whoop, and now we're in the end cities, and well, I searched for a whole maybe 2 minutes before I found a city, and well, it had a ship, so I was extremely relieved that I wouldn't have to spend like hours in here again. So yeah, I ran straight up to it, getting beaten left, right, center, upwards, downwards, backwards, everywhere by shulkers until I reached the stairs to the ship, and then once again, using a shulker levitation, I jumped over, ran under the deck, and grabbed my elytra, as well as some pretty good rolled tools. There was some pretty good stuff down there. Anyways, after the final achievement of this journey was made, I quickly made myself out of the end cities, back to the main island, grabbed the dragon egg, and jumped back through the portal to get back home. Once I was back to my home islands, I sorted out my inventory and gave the dragon egg to the villagers because I was feeling quite generous. And then on day 97, I headed back into the end to grab some obsidian to finish upgrading the nether portal island. But, well, it didn't really get upgraded that much. In matter of fact, I thought it looked quite weird. But then finally, on the final 2 days, you remember all that time ago when I tried fishing in the little 2x2 area and I couldn't? Well, I decided to spend my final 2 days doing something that I couldn't do before. I ended up just fishing for the final 2 days. That's all I did. I had no reason to, or I had no goal to get anything out of it. I just wanted to use the fishing rod that I made all that time ago. And finally, on day 100, we've done it again. We've survived another 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. And I also just want to apologize for this video being a little bit shorter than my normal 100 days videos. I've been quite ill while working on it, and I'm also working on a second project alongside it, so stay tuned for updates from that. Anyways, thank you all so very much for watching. If you want more content from me between 100 days videos, I stream quite regularly over on Twitch, and if you want any updates on that, then follow me on Twitter. Both are linked down in the description below and on screen now. But anyways, I love and appreciate you all. Stay safe till next time, and I'll see you all in the next video. Adios.